Welcome to Simply Business. I'm your host, Taylor Lee, and I'm so excited to have you here. As a business consultant, I've helped countless business owners simplify their strategies and achieve their goals, and now I'm here to bring you this expertise right to your ears. Each episode, I'll be sharing tips and strategies to help you achieve your business goals without the overwhelm. I will also be chatting with business owners and industry experts to share their stories, insights, and lessons they've learned along the way. Let's dive in and simplify your business. You have the most killer content. Like, I feel like for other people, that's like Bec Stewart's the inspo. I actually saw this massive chick in America, and she was like talking about really good personal brand content, and you were there, and I was like, slay. It's so good, and you've grown so much.
Yeah,
lately.
It's been crazy, actually.
What has the growth kind of been? Because I feel like you just popped in like the past 6-ish months, has it been?
So
you've always been like had a following.
2024, January 2024, I hit 100K.
Wow.
And so now, time of recording, we're like 289?
Yeah, just shy of 300.
Which is crazy.
Insane.
But like also like I feel like I've cracked the code per se on Instagram for my niche, for my people. I know exactly what they want. I know exactly what they want to see. It's gotten to the point now where I will show. So every single time I create a reel, I show Zach and I'm like, do you like this? He's like, that's going to go viral. He can call it now because I feel like we've truly just cracked the code for our specific, my specific audience. But yeah, it's been wild. Yeah. It has been really, really, really crazy.
Yeah, insane. I would love to know like two things with that. When you say crack the code, I think there's a huge piece to actually understanding your ideal audience and what they need. What's been the journey in kind of figuring that out for you? If someone's listening, they're like, how do I crack the code for my said niche area? What advice would you give?
I think it's been a really wild, crazy experience with the whole Instagram cracking the code kind of thing for my audience. So you probably will remember this, but for the listeners, I had 22,000 followers on Instagram at one point, 2021 maybe, and I lost that account. I lost it once and then it came back and then I lost it again and then I never got it back. And so I had to start again, right? And I remember when I had to start again, I thought to myself, you know what? I am just going to take this opportunity of having to start again and run with it. I'm going to only post about the things that I am so passionate about. My previous account, I was kind of like meshing and molding what I thought people wanted to see. I was chopping and changing niches depending on like, you know, the season I was in. Like, anyway, so I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to take a niche, take an industry, take a topic and run with it. Yeah. And I think that's the first thing that I did well from that starting again was sticking to a specific niche. Yeah. Something I was so incredibly passionate about and I wanted to be known for. I just ran with that because I could talk about that until I'm blue in the face. Organization, productivity, healthy habits, like that's just who I am at my core. Yeah. So it's easy to talk about that. I think as I grew, I started to understand my audience's problems within the niche that I spoke about. Yeah. So, you know, routines and how to actually build healthy habits and stick to them and showing evidence that what I'm talking about works. Yeah. I have this life and this business and that's a byproduct of hard work and aligned action and healthy habits and strong routines. And like, that's what I now know that my audience want to see. They have a problem. They want to build the business, build the life, have the health and fitness levels of their dreams. Yeah. This is what we can talk about to get there. And I think there was a lot of trial and error personally to figure that out. I think it's one thing to be able to answer someone's problem through content, but for it to be an engaging piece of content is a completely different ballpark, like a completely different game. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like your messaging could be amazing, but if your content is like not it and doesn't even have to be high quality. You know, I've gone down the path of having really advanced editing style, almost cinematic style content, which is just working for me at this point in time. But I know a lot of people who, you know, friends and acquaintances in the industry who are like, I've tried that and it flops for me. Yeah. So I'm like, it's so different. You have to, and I used to hate it when people told me this, but you have to give everything a go. Yeah. You need the different editing styles, the different hooks, the different ways to, you know, talk about what you're trying to talk about, different forms of messaging. Yeah. And it's hard, man. Like, it's hard.
It's an art form.
It's an art form, and I think a lot of it comes down to trial and error. Like I have gone through so many signature series. I've gone through so many different ways of editing. I guess I just found something that stuck and I ran with that.
Yeah, and I think for you as well, you do just have your unique style of content now as well. And I think so many people get married to what works for Bec, what works for Taylor, what works for that person. It's like, no, it's actually about that trial and error. And if you can just commit to that, which I can be so guilty of as well, getting caught in I'm like, I feel like I get the strategy side, the messaging side, but like the editing and stuff like that, that's I'm like, oh, I can't be fucking bothered.
I know.
But it's so important to have that engaging content and have your unique style of content, because it just matters so much.
And as soon as and do you know what is really funny? Like, I blew up the second I identified that my content was looking like everyone else's, and I was like, no, I'm changing it up. And I did something that I personally hadn't seen anyone in my specific niche within my like close industry, like our friends, like Australians. Like, I was like, I'm just going to do something completely rogue, completely like not what Bec Stewart would do, but this is still very unique and organic to me. So I'm going to just see how it goes. That is what blew me up. Yeah. It was changing something up so uniquely, but it was still so organic to me. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. Like, I gave what I spoke about a different, like a refresh. Yeah. And that from that moment on, skyrocket.
I love that.
Like, it was to the point where I was getting like 8,000 new followers a day. Yeah. I was like, this is overwhelming.
That is insane. Like, that kind of like
crazy
numbers coming through.
Like, it got to the point where Zach and I would have a game. We would put my phone down like before we went to sleep, and we'd say, how many do you reckon that we'll get overnight? Let's do a little guess and see what you think I'll wake up with in the morning. He's like, I reckon you'll wake up with 99K. I'm like, no, I reckon like 90. And it'd be like 103. I'm like,
so insane.
What do you mean?
The fuck?
The fuck? Literally the fuck. Like, I was like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah.
But also insane. Like, low-key changed my life, because I was able to leverage from that. Yeah. Like, the Future You concept is now, it became like a movement. We did like a full challenge off that. Yeah. It's like a very, very strong, it's like a movement. Like, I launched a journal off the back end of that. Yeah. That has been incredible. Like,
yeah. And I think that's where as well, like with the whole blend of like being strategic, but not getting married to like how something has to look, because you know, you couldn't have guessed that in like the start of 2024 to where that you are now being at the start of 2025. Like, what, like the Future You concept probably wasn't even born yet, but here you are and you've got a product on it.
It's crazy. Social media is so weird. Yeah. It's the weirdest little world, but love it.
Yeah. I'm curious to know as well, like, this is like selfishly, I feel like there's always like the gurus on Instagram, right, where it's like post multiple times a day, every single day, where I feel like looking at your content, you just nail quality content and it's, yes, multiple times a week, but even your stories, you're not like inundated with all your stories. Like, I would love to know your approach and why you think that works in comparison to people that are trying to just like flog a dead horse and post every single day.
Look, this is going to be a bit rogue and a bit like tough love, but if you're posting every single day, I get so sick of seeing you. I'm sorry. It gets to like Friday and I'm like, I don't give a shit about what you have to say. That could be the most bomb ass piece of content, but I'm sick of seeing your face. Yeah. That, and like, I've done a lot of research on that. I speak to a lot of people in my industry on that, and it's like the reoccurring theme. Yeah. Like, if you, like, I don't have to see you every single day. And I know I used to be so obsessed with needing to post Monday through to Thursday. Yeah. Have to post on Sunday at the specific time. And I don't know. Besides the point, like, creator burnout is an actual thing. Yeah. Like, full transparency, it takes me up to 3 hours to edit a reel. Yeah. When I'm talking about those really advanced style pieces of content, that's not feasible for me to do multiple times a week. Yeah. So besides the actual like logistical point of it, like, it takes me a really long time, I just don't feel like I need to show up that often. Yeah. And I have never seen an improvement in growth, an improvement of engagement. In fact, I've seen the opposite. If I post too much, I'm talking, you know, I'm rambling, I'm jumping on stories with no real intent, or there's no education here, I'm not inspiring people. Yeah. I don't know. That's just I've been on Instagram, social media for like 10 years now. Yeah. I've been building this stuff and doing this stuff for, you know, almost 10 years. I just never really found the need. Yeah. And a consumer of social media, if I'm seeing a specific influencer like every single day, I'm like, over it. Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's like so many people where it's like, just like post every day. And I'm like, if you're doing the wrong thing, like you're digging a grave. Literally.
Which, and like, I've been so guilty of it. So like, takes one to know one. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I've come into that as well. And just looking at people that are successful, it's easy to actually just analyze people that are getting the results that you want and going, what is it to that? Because it's not just the things they're saying, like there's something to the way they're approaching it.
And I think you need to be mindful as well. Like for myself personally, like I run the business obviously, but also so much of who I am, the Bec Stewart entity, is a personal brand. So you do need to have a beautiful blend of nurturing the audience that you have. They want to see the BTS of my life. They want to see what I do on the weekend. They want to see, that I'm in a podcast interview and things like that. But it's like you need to, I don't know, I feel like I've learnt with my audience specifically, there has to be a reason as to why I'm posting.
Yeah, a purpose and intention.
Yeah, like I'm teaching you something, or I'm informing you about something really cool in my life, or I'm taking you behind the scenes, and people love to be nosy. So I'm like, there has to be a beautiful blend, because you have to nurture the people that truly do actually care about your life and your personal stuff. Yeah. But then again, there are people that just follow me for the educational, motivational stuff. So you've got to nurture both.
Yeah. And I think like you're better off spending your time in other areas. Like that's what I even came into. I'm like, we'll put more time, energy and effort into your podcast or YouTube, like maybe diversify platforms rather than like going hard on Instagram and getting a few hundred views on a reel.
Literally. I don't know. I love that we are kind of on the same playing field there, because for a long time there, I was like, I have to post 6 days a week, and I have to post at this time, and I have to post minimum of 6 stories a day, because apparently that was the magic number. And I'm like, nah.
You can't keep up with it.
No.
And socials is changing literally every second.
Every single day there's something new, and I'm like.
When I studied it at uni, TikTok didn't even exist. So I'm like, the things that I've learned have evolved and changed. So it's like people need to learn the skills of how to analyze socials versus like 6 posts a day, this thing a day. Like it's just God, like
have mercy. But like also we have a friend that she swears by posting every single day, and that's working for her. Yeah. So again, coming back to this trial and error piece, just see what works for your audience, and don't just wing it. Winging it's not a strategy. Yeah. Your data doesn't lie. So tap into that. Like how many people are just like swiping across the stories when you start talking? Yeah. Like, let's have a look into that. Yeah. Like how are my posts doing after I have a bit of a break? How are my posts doing at the end of the week after posting 5 times? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like just dig into that. Yeah. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Slay. With planning content, I would love to have an insight into like, because you just execute such incredible content, what does it look like for you when you're planning content? You've obviously got a podcast, you've got products that you're marketing. Do you sit down at the start of every month? Like what does your kind of approach look like in a nutshell?
Yeah, so I like to plan 2 weeks in advance for all of my platforms. Yeah. So I have like a master content plan on Notion. It's like a database that is linked to all of my 3 brands.
Yeah, same.
So different tab for different brand, but then I go into the calendar view and all of our content's there, like every brand, every day, what time, all that kind of stuff. But I like to do 2 weeks in advance. That's normally on a Monday or a Tuesday. Yeah. Then Wednesday and Thursday is like my creative day. So I'll batch create. Yeah. Friday is like batch edit, sorry. Yeah. And then, it's kind of how my week flows. Yeah. So I try, something I'm trying to implement in 2025 is every week will be a specific brand. It'll alternate. So week 1 will be Bec Stewart, week 2, the habit tracker, week 3, in her power. Yeah. And so admin on the Monday will be for that said brand only. Yeah. Tuesday, admin day number 2 for that said brand only. And so every single day has a designated task, I suppose, but it'll be for that specific brand. Yeah. That's the plan for 2025. It worked for me end of 2024, and then shit just got hazy, and and I think that's another thing is like you need to be flexible when it comes to you can't just hone down on a specific said task on a specific day when things happen. You've got launches and campaigns and
And that wraps up another episode of Simply Business. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please feel free to share it onto your socials and tag me. I love seeing all of your shares and feedback on the episode. If you're feeling extra generous, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok at Taylor Lee Consulting, and a like and subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast would be greatly appreciated. I'll catch you in the next episode.